using Dynamics 365 as well as the MCP server to autonomously run our planning cycles, and actually gives us the flexibility of automating the entire process, saving the planners probably around about an hour and a half a day.
iBailey moved off of Salesforce onto Dynamics. It's been an exciting transition as we've been able to see some different Copilot and AI options. We're not just expanding our outside sales team, we're expanding our inside sales team. All these teams will be able to communicate effectively to give our clients the one connected firm approach that we're looking for.
Dynamics 365 is allowing OneMusic Australia to contact and engage lead prospects in volume that we'd never been able to before. Where we might have been creating an outreach from one person having 100 leads at a time, now we're doing thousands.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Business Applications Update, Dynamics 365 edition. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Vandana.
And today, we'll be sharing the latest features coming to Dynamics 365 over the next 6 months.
The Business Applications launch event has always been one of my favorite moments.
So much of what we're talking about today is change. New ways of working, new expectations, and new tools that help teams keep up without losing the human side of what they do.
And that's where Dynamics 365 really comes in. Whether you're in sales or service, your work is built on relationships, understanding context, timing, and what matters most to your customers in the moment.
So today, we'll walk through what's coming next with real scenarios and demos. Not just what's new, but how these capabilities support teams as they navigate growth, transition, and everyday work. All right, shall we get started?
Yes, let's start with sales. Before Microsoft, I actually worked on implementing Dynamics 365 for customers. Sellers are always focused on the most impactful action they can be taking, so meeting with a customer to strengthen that relationship always took priority over updating data in the system. And honestly, I don't blame them. They were constantly pushing me to help automate steps or remove friction wherever possible.
And now, we finally have that ability through AI agents.
AI agents step in to support sellers at every stage, taking away the time-consuming tasks and giving them back the time of the day to do what they actually love, which is build relationships.
So what are some of the exciting things that sellers can expect?
There's a saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So the sales development agent helps sellers get a little closer to that 100%. Sellers are already juggling so much between active deals, meetings, and constantly switching context. Finding time to engage new leads can be really challenging, especially new leads that come in from events. Not everyone has an inside sales team, and following up properly takes time. This is where the sales development agent comes in. It researches leads, proactively reaches out, and engages with them until they're handed off to the sellers.
And here, this is where I remember my team struggled the most, keeping up with the accounts while still deepening those relationships. And this is where the sales close agent joins the team. Think of it as a true assistant, researching the account, identifying stakeholders and advocates, surfacing risks, and even suggesting key talking points. All of that groundwork is done for you, so you can stay focused on the relationship and moving the deal forward. Let's bring this to life with a demo.
Relationships are the heartbeat of professional services. Trust is built in small, meaningful moments. A thoughtful follow-up email, remembering a client milestone, showing up at exactly the right time. For EY, getting this right really matters. With nearly 400,000 professionals across 700 offices in 150 countries, every interaction counts and the stakes are high. And for their sales teams, that means moving faster from the very first signal to a trusted conversation to long-term value.
It starts with a moment of engagement. John, a senior leader at Fabricam, a large enterprise organization, recently attended a webinar hosted by the EY organization. EY teams do not yet do business with Fabricam, making this a brand new potential customer relationship. Behind the scenes, that interaction becomes more than a name on an attendee list. The sales development agent automatically steps in, researching John's role, understanding his company context, and evaluating recent signals to determine if this lead is ready for additional conversation. Without waiting for manual follow-up, the agent crafts a personalized outreach, relevant, timely, and aligned to what John cares about. And that's when engagement truly begins. As John responds, the sales development agent focuses on a small number of high-value qualification steps, clarifying why John attended the webinar, understanding the challenges he's facing, and confirming whether there's an opportunity worth advancing. This isn't about endless back and forth. It's about quickly establishing relevance and intent. When John is ready to take the next step, the agent guides the conversation towards scheduling a meeting, keeping momentum high. With that, the lead is seamlessly handed off to Mona, a member of the sales team, with clear context on John's interests, challenges, and why this conversation matters. All of this happens behind the scenes. John is simply looking forward to the conversation with Mona. Before AI agents like this, leads like John could have easily been missed. Now, far fewer leads fall through the cracks. For Mona, this seamless handoff sets the pace. With John progressing, she turns her attention to the next critical moment. She pivots to a different opportunity in her pipeline, an existing customer she knows extremely well, a relationship she's built over many years. This customer has recently been acquired by a new parent company, and with that change comes uncertainty, new leadership, new priorities, and early signs that they may begin evaluating competitive supply chain solutions. This is the kind of moment when timing matters. Mona turns to the in-depth research and insights provided by the agent. In seconds, she gets a clear picture of what's changed, signals tied to the acquisition, recent account activity, and insights grounded not only in external data, but also in the internal knowledge and past engagement history of EY teams. Instead of digging through systems or guessing what matters most, Mona knows exactly where to focus and how to engage before the conversation shifts elsewhere. This is about helping Mona confidently context switch between opportunities, moving from prospecting to account protection without losing momentum, and feeling more prepared and confident when engaging the customer at exactly the right moment. Mona now needs to prepare for this upcoming meeting, and she needs to do it fast. She opens Teams and engages with the sales chat. The agent instantly pulls forward key context from the past, like notes and interactions, highlighting what's already been discussed and what matters most right now. With that context, it helps Mona generate a tailored talk track for the meeting, focused on the acquisition, shifting client needs, potential supply chain concerns, competitive positioning, and clear next steps. Instead of starting from scratch, Mona starts from insight. She walks into the meeting prepared, confident, and ready to lead the conversation forward. And while sales team members like Mona focus on relationships, another role is focused on the big picture. Nancy, the sales operations manager, is constantly asking, how is the pipeline performing? Where are deals accelerating? And where are they at risk? Instead of pulling reports or stitching together error-prone spreadsheets, Nancy can simply ask questions in plain language about pipeline health, conversion trends, emerging risks, and white space for cross-sell and upsell opportunities. She gets clear, grounded insights that guide seller strategy, AI agent behavior, and demand generation, showing where interest is building and how campaigns should align with pipeline momentum. From there, Nancy shifts from insight to execution. She can clearly see the impact of the sales development agent in real time, not just reaching most leads, but driving clean, high-quality handoffs to the sales team with minimal escalation. Based on what Nancy sees, the agent is tuned to the right signals, sharpening outreach and strengthening the pipeline. The result is value at every level. John experiences personalized engagement, Mona acts with insight and confidence, and Nancy drives a healthier, smarter pipeline, powered by AI agents end to end.
Agents have completely changed the game for sales. And of course, the other side of the sales experience is the customer side. So let me ask, what's a recent experience that you've had as a customer that really stood out?
They say time is money, and recently for me, this has never been more accurate. With 2 young babies, I barely have time to schedule anything. But this week, my hair salon texted me to say my stylist suddenly had an opening and asked if I wanted to be squeezed in. I felt so seen. I replied right away, and just like that, it was booked.
That's the big shift we're seeing in Dynamics 365 customer service and contact center. It's no longer just about reacting. Agents can now proactively reach out to customers and bring in a human when necessary. As a customer now, when I call to talk to someone, they already have the context of what I'm going through.
So customers don't have to repeat themselves because when their conversations escalate to a live service rep, they already have the full history, past interactions, and context. And a lot of the manual work like creating or updating cases is handled automatically.
And when volumes are high, AI agents can handle routine interactions, giving customer service reps more time to focus on empathy and resolution instead of administration work.
That consistency really matters when you're supporting customers across channels. Whether the conversation starts in the chat, email, or calls in, the experience stays consistent.
And those benefits extend to supervisors and admins. Instead of waiting for problems to show up in reports, AI agents help spot emerging risks early, including misconfiguration, declining CSAT, workload imbalances, or even skill mismatches across the team. They can actually see the issues forming.
These agents don't just show insights. It suggests actions like adjusting staffing, fixing routing, prioritizing issues, or coaching reps. This proactive support helps customers and staff, giving managers a clearer view of service health and addressing problems before they escalate. So let's take a look.
For this upcoming demo, we're featuring Zurich Insurance Group. They are a global multi-line insurer serving people and businesses across more than 200 countries and territories. The business unit we're focusing on today is based in Hong Kong. Over the years, they've been using Dynamics 365 for case management, and more recently, the contact center solution and customer insights to deliver a truly multi-channel experience. That's helped Zurich Insurance Hong Kong reduce email and call volumes, gain deeper customer insights, and streamline how they engage with customers across channels. And they've also been early adopters of out-of-the-box agents. They're excited to see how the latest release wave helps them take the customer experience even further, while simplifying how they serve customers at scale.
In this demo, we'll use Zurich Insurance Hong Kong as an example to showcase how organizations can adopt these new capabilities. Meet Meng, a longtime customer of Zurich Insurance Hong Kong who recently added home ownership coverage as a new policy. Zurich Insurance Hong Kong proactively reaches out with a simple congratulatory message, along with helpful guidance to ensure she's fully covered. Meng appreciates the thoughtful outreach and replies with a quick question. She's planning some kitchen renovations and wants to know, are those changes already covered, or should she be thinking about additional protection? Behind the scenes, the proactive engagement AI agent picks up on her intent right away. This isn't a claim, and it's not a complaint, it's simply a coverage question. So the agent responds instantly, reassuring Meng that her renovation plans are already covered under her current policy, and that no changes are needed at this time. In just moments, Meng gets a clear, confident answer. No waiting on hold, no digging through policy documents. Today, without this proactive capability in place, Zurich Insurance Hong Kong would have to wait for customers like Meng to reach out for support, rather than anticipating their needs and engaging proactively. But not every question is that simple, and that's where human expertise matters most. When a follow-up question comes in, this time asking about renovation limits and future coverage options, the conversation is seamlessly handed off to a live service representative, Daniel. Daniel doesn't have to start from scratch. Thanks to the case management agent running in the background, a case has already been created, with key details automatically captured. Daniel can immediately see the full picture: Meng's profile, the recent policy update, the proactive message sent to her, and the conversation so far. He's instantly up to speed. As Daniel engages with Meng, the customer intent agent continues to support him, surfacing relevant policy details and suggested next steps so he can respond confidently and consistently. And with this release, that guidance isn't limited to Dynamics 365 knowledge articles. Copilot can also draw from additional trusted knowledge sources configured in Copilot Studio, bringing together internal and external information in one place. The result is a faster, more informed conversation where Daniel spends less time searching and more time supporting the customer. Today, without these agents in place, customer service representatives at Zurich Insurance Hong Kong manually create and update cases while juggling live calls and chats. They aren't privy to real-time intent analysis, relying instead on personal intuition to understand and respond to customer needs. Now let's look at this experience from the supervisor's perspective, Grace. With the quality evaluation agent, Grace now gets a consolidated view of overall team performance along with case-by-case evaluations based on the quality standards she defines. The agent automatically reviews recent conversations, and when Grace clicks into a specific case, she immediately sees a quality score, a clear summary of the interaction, and the reasoning behind that evaluation. The agent also surfaces insights and recommendations to help improve future interactions, supporting better coaching, greater consistency, and higher customer satisfaction across the board. Of course, Zurich Insurance Hong Kong's contact centers experience natural peaks and valleys. During policy renewal periods, inquiry volumes spike as customers review coverage, ask questions, and make last-minute updates, putting added pressure on service levels. Today, operational health is monitored primarily through out-of-the-box omni-channel historical and real-time dashboards. Supervisors track metrics like queue backlog and average handle time, often reacting only after performance has already slipped. Decisions rely on dashboard data and institutional knowledge, sometimes leading to longer wait time. In the agentic world, instead of waiting for metrics to cross a threshold, Grace receives a proactive alert indicating that average handle time has increased over the last 24 hours. The alert also provides the root cause, derived from looking across queue performance, transfer rates, skill mismatches, and customer sentiment. The root cause analysis indicates renewal-related inquiries are being routed to general queues instead of specialized representatives, driving handle times higher. Grace reviews the recommendation, makes targeted adjustments to routing and staffing, and quickly sees handle times stabilize and service levels return to normal. Together, these agents give Grace a complete real-time view, from interaction quality to operational health, helping Zurich Insurance Hong Kong move from reactive oversight to proactive control. This is the impact of AI agents, delivering timely answers for customers like Meng, clear context for agents like Daniel, and real-time control for leaders like Grace.
Okay, so I mentioned that I had just moved across the country. Now, that is an experience that will really teach someone a lot about patience.
Tell me more.
Well, we moved into a new place, and like most people, we needed furniture. Nothing fancy, just the basics, and somehow everything we ordered had a different delivery date. One thing showed up early, another got delayed by weeks, and one piece just kept moving further and further out. I don't even mind the waiting. I just want to know what's happening. Is it back-ordered? Is it sitting in a warehouse? Did it get rerouted somewhere along the way?
That experience, that gap between ordering something and actually receiving it, is where expectations are either met or completely broken.
And that's where this next demo becomes so interesting, because behind every delayed delivery or great experience is a really complex set of decisions across supply chain, commerce, and finance.
In this scenario, we are going to look at how Dynamics 365 brings those pieces together, helping organizations anticipate demand, position inventory intelligently, and deliver more reliable experiences even during busy or seasonal periods.
It's a forward-looking view at how agentic ERP can help teams stay ahead of the change, not just reacting when something goes wrong, but planning smarter from the start.
Listen to how these capabilities work together behind the scenes, from the warehouse to the customer experience, all the way through to finance.
For this demo, we're going to look at a large organization in the automotive aftermarket industry, with operations across many countries and warehouses packed with hundreds of thousands of products. They're operating at scale and need to balance demand planning, inventory positioning, customer ordering, and financial accuracy, especially during seasonal peaks.
As we're slowly coming out of winter, garages are shifting gears from emergency winter repairs to spring maintenance. That shift shows immediately in demand. An increase in air conditioning service components, windshield wipers, suspension parts, and much more. However, this spike is not driven by the weather. It's a predictable seasonal transition, one that could put significant pressure on warehouse efficiency and delivery speed. But with Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management, we are ready. Even more, weeks earlier, we already planned to maximize this moment as we defined our 2026 Spring Readiness Promotion. The planned promotion was seamlessly integrated into Dynamics 365 demand planning, along with historical sales performance, channel insights, and inflation data to deliver a more accurate and forward-looking view of future demand. This allowed both our planners and pricing managers to see how the proposed discount would influence sales revenue, volumes, and downstream supply chain impact before the promotion went live. Altogether, the system provided accurate demand forecasts across warehouse, channels, and customer segments, revealing how the promotion would affect demand and overall performance. These types of insights also allowed us to optimize the location of fast-moving spring SKUs within the warehouse. If you consider that our largest warehouse spans 350,000 square feet, it's easy to imagine that where items sit in the warehouse is almost as important as whether they are in stock. This is where intelligent inventory on-hand balancing comes in. Using the AI-driven demand forecast, the system automatically generates warehouse work orders that instruct teams to move the right volumes of seasonal items into optimal picking locations before the demand peaks. As orders start flowing in, inventory is not just available, it's already positioned for speed. And that speed? It's accelerated even more with advanced warehouse picking route optimization. It intelligently groups and sequences orders so that walking time and congestion during picking is completely minimized. At this scale, with thousands of order lines per day, that really matters. Saving seconds on each pick quickly compounds, and that translates into real business impact. Orders delivered faster and customer expectations exceeded. As warehouse operations run at scale, the next challenge is ensuring B2B customers can order just as efficiently. Buyers interacting with us are often responsible for purchasing across multiple garages and delivery locations. Yet, they expect ordering to feel simple and predictable. With B2B multi-outlet commerce, they can sign in once and see all the organizations and locations they are authorized to buy for in a single, unified experience. Ordering becomes intuitive because it mirrors how buyers already think about their businesses and where the orders need to go. Pricing, catalogs, and eligibility automatically align to the selected account, and orders are created correctly from the start. When assistance is needed, the experience remains just as seamless. In the call center, employees can assist buyers instantly using the same organizational context. With the help of a custom-built intelligent agent deployed into teams, they can quickly identify the buyer, select the correct account, and even place compliant orders. These agentic experiences leverage the Commerce MCP server and use the same B2B multi-outlet model as we saw before. This ensures consistency across all channels while eliminating misattribution and manual account hunting. And this is just the start. Using Dynamics 365's MCP capabilities, organizations can now scale their businesses even further through intelligent agents that take away the complex and automate the mundane. As orders are flying out the door, Dynamics 365 Finance ensures everything stays transparent, compliant, and well controlled. Generating and submitting thousands of e-invoices daily in compliance with rapidly evolving local regulations across all countries where we operate can quickly become a small nightmare. The new unified e-invoicing integration framework changes that fundamentally. Now, through an easy configuration, we can simply enable the integration with one or more established e-invoicing providers of our choice. No complex customizations or extensive integration testing needed. In other words, e-invoices can now be automatically generated and routed according to local regulations without significant operational or compliance overhead. This is also true for e-invoice-based prepayments and the final settlements after delivery. In our case, that comes in extremely handy to deal with deposits for bulk seasonal orders. Altogether, these e-invoicing capabilities enable faster adoption to regulatory changes, easier expansion into new markets, and end-to-end compliance in electronic invoicing. Meanwhile, on the payable side, AI-powered invoice processing automates the intake and matching of supplier invoices to purchase orders. Invoice capture automatically identifies and classifies both header level as well as line level charges. Thanks to a side-by-side view of the invoice and the order, exceptions can be resolved faster, and continuous learning applies user corrections to future invoices. Together, these improvements increase touchless processing rates and reduce operational costs. Finally, with operational, commercial, and financial data connected, our finance leaders can gain early insight into business performance. The account reconciliation agent in Dynamics 365 Finance can now seamlessly reconcile inventory-related accounts. In a business like ours, with large amounts of inventory movements every single day, this is critical. The agent automatically matches what moved on inventory accounts with what was financially recorded and surfaces only the true exceptions that need attention. As a result, month-end close becomes faster and more predictable, and finance leaders can act with confidence while the business is still in motion. As winter turns to spring, these new capabilities demonstrate what it means to run a resilient, customer-centric, and data-driven operation with Dynamics 365. The result is simple and powerful. Vehicles stay on the road, garages stay productive, and our organization stays ahead.
Wow. Well, after seeing that, I definitely feel better about my furniture deliveries. It's incredible how so many moving parts have to line up behind the scenes just to make sure things arrive on time. But of course, none of this happens without people in warehouses putting the orders together and packing everything.
That's the perfect setup for what's next, because delivering outcomes at scale depends on people, planning, and execution staying connected. In this segment, we'll look at how what's coming across Dynamics 365 Human Resources, Project Operations, and Field Service, and why it matters.
Let's start with Dynamics 365 Human Resources, because this is where a lot of the behind-the-scenes success begins. First, integration with LinkedIn helps talent teams reach candidates and manage recruiting workflows more seamlessly, with less tool switching and faster action.
Then, once someone joins, the onboarding agent helps bring new hires up to speed faster, driving consistency, reducing manual coordination, and helping people contribute sooner. And here's where HR connects directly into delivery, integrated with project operations for leave and absences. Teams can plan work based on real availability, so time off doesn't turn into last-minute surprises or coverage gaps.
That naturally transitions us into project operations. Now, the focus here is faster staffing and clearer execution. Teams can plan and staff work more efficiently, including booking multiple resources at once, so you're not assigning people one by one.
And we bring it home with Field Service, where the plan meets the real world. Two updates matter a lot here. The Scheduling Operations Agent, which helps optimize schedules for frontline teams as conditions change, so teams can stay responsive and productive. And while they're at the job site, the Mobile Notes Control makes it easier for them to capture notes and updates quickly without breaking flow.
So it's one connected story. People get hired and onboarded faster, projects get staffed with real availability in mind, and field teams can execute with better capture and smarter scheduling. All right, let's see this in action.
For this demo, we'll be heading to the United Kingdom to talk about Sage Homes. Sage Homes is a UK-based affordable housing provider committed to operational efficiency and customer-centric service delivery. The company had fragmented business applications, manual processes, and insufficient visibility into customers and properties, all of which hindered growth plans. Looking ahead, let's see how new enhancements in project operations, human resources, and field service might work in concert to support Sage Homes across the entire journey, from first engagement to final work-through.
Let's see how new enhancements in project operations, human resources, and field service might work in concert to support Sage Homes across the entire journey, from first engagement to final walkthrough. Managing multidisciplinary teams is a complex task. Instead of assigning teams one at a time, multi-resource booking allows resource managers to select multiple specialists directly from the schedule board, review assignment details in a single pane, and confirm all bookings in one action. This accelerates staffing for new builds and service programs, reduces manual efforts, and ensures the right expertise is aligned to each homeowner project from day one. When pricing changes over time, whether due to strategic rate updates, cost changes, or new service bundles, customers can now apply price changes automatically from the effective date. Use weighted average pricing for accuracy and maintain an audit trail and historical visibility. This ensures pricing accuracy and reporting confidence across client contracts, reducing manual tracking and dispute risks. Another crucial challenge is visibility into staffing and utilization across projects and geographies. With a timeline staffing view, team members can see weekly assignments at both task and project levels, scheduled work versus bench time, and clear indicators of gaps in staffing. This empowers leaders and talent alike to plan engagements more effectively, reduce utilization volatility, and reduce bench time. While staffing is critical, companies also compete for top talent. Let's shift to how Dynamics 365 enhances human resources. Now, talent acquisition teams can post job ads directly to boards like LinkedIn from within recruiting. This helps expanding reach to passive and active candidates and attract diverse talent across markets. It simplifies multi-board postings and broadens candidate pools, especially valuable in competitive advertising and media markets. Global creative talent networks often use third-party recruitment partners. Dynamics 365 now enables a secure agency portal with role-based access and a controlled job and candidate workflows. This brings agency recruitment into enterprise workflows with governance and transparency, replacing guest access and manual handoffs. Once hired, new talent needs a rapid and seamless lodging into specific culture and client-centric work model. The onboarding agent embedded in Teams automates document collection, training steps, and role-specific onboarding tasks. This improves new hire experience and ensures consistent onboarding compliance at global scale. With the right teams placed and onboarded, the final step is aligning agency delivery with operational execution, which is where field service comes in. Field teams often need to document work quickly. The mobile notes control lets them capture text, images, and videos directly on the timeline without context switching. This improves data quality, follow-ups, and service continuity across events and client sites. Construction and service scheduling is dynamic and constraint-driven. The scheduling operations agent can now optimize up to 5 resources directly from the schedule board and trigger ad hoc optimization plans for up to 30 resources. This brings AI-driven scheduling into dynamic, complex environments where speed and accuracy matter. Finally, let's connect field execution directly to project delivery. This means that field work is aligned to the right project phase and time gets reflected back into project financials. The result is unified visibility from planning to execution, ensuring client commitments are met and transparency is maintained across global teams.
Seeing that all come together really brings the story full circle, from planning the work to getting the right people in place to actually delivering outcomes in the real world.
Across everything we've shared today, the common thread is connection. Connecting people, data, and processes to teams can move faster without losing what matters most.
We saw some incredible stories. Our time today is coming to an end.
Well, Stephanie, we do have to address the elephant in the room for a second.
Uh-oh.
I thought you were the Power Platform evangelist. What about Power Platform in Copilot Studio?
I've been waiting for this moment. I'll be back.
I was hoping you'd say that, and just like that, too.
Join us next month to deep dive into Copilot Studio and Power Platform and hear about all of the latest features coming.
And we only covered a handful of features in each product, but there's so much more coming. Be sure to head over to the Release Planner to get all the details on what's coming up.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We are so excited about what's ahead, and we can't wait to see how you use these capabilities in your own organizations. We'll see you next time.